In the dark corners of history, one name echoes with mystery and terror: the Zodiac Killer. Step into the shadows and uncover the chilling tale of a serial killer whose identity remains an enigma to this day. A sneaky presence broke the naivety that prevailed during that historical period. As the Zodiac Killer emerged from the shadows in the late 1960s, he left a trail of murder and despair in his wake, and Northern California was paralyzed with terror as a result. David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen were both in their early 20s when they became his first victims. They were young lovers whose lives were brutally cut short on a fateful night in Vallejo, California. The Zodiac Killer took pleasure in his reign of terror, and he taunted the media and law enforcement with a series of cryptic letters during that time. His letters, which were embellished with odd symbols and coded language, added a layer of mystery to a story that was already dark and horrific. Each letter provided as a terrifying reminder that he was watching, always one step ahead of what was happening. The urgent need for explanations led law enforcement authorities down a perilous path in their search for solutions. The deciphering of the Zodiac's messages soon became a preoccupation for a great number of people, and they put forth a great deal of effort to do so. Over the course of more than half a century, investigators and amateur detectives alike have been puzzling over a particular cipher that goes by the name Z340. The Zodiac Killer was never content with merely maintaining his reign of terror. He craved the limelight, took pleasure in the attention he received from the media, and insisted that he should be held accountable for his actions. The aggressive nature he possessed was made clear in the brazen acts he carried out, one of which being the slaying of cab driver Paul Stine in San Francisco. As evidence of his crimes, the Zodiac Killer even forwarded pieces of bloody clothing belonging to the victim Stine to law enforcement. The story captivated the nation, as newspapers and television stations around the country featured the Zodiac Killer's cryptic notes prominently on their front pages. Fear and suspicion spread throughout the neighborhood as individuals pondered whether or not they were next on the Zodiac's list of targets. Those who wanted to put an end to the reign of dread among the populace rushed to the streets in the hopes of discovering the name of the murderer. The Zodiac Killer continued to be a spectral figure in the communal consciousness as the years turned into decades. There were a lot of people who were suspected, and every one of them had their own convincing reasons for being connected to the crime. The list of possible Zodiac possibilities grew, and it included convicted child molester Arthur Leigh Allen, as well as eccentric writer Richard Gaykowski. However, the investigators were unable to find conclusive evidence linking any of these individuals to the Zodiac Killer. The investigation took a sad toll on the people who devoted their life to solving the case. Frustration, false leads, and dead ends were common experiences for professional and amateur investigators alike. The fact that the identity of the Zodiac Killer is difficult to pin down has given rise to a number of theories and speculations, which has made it more difficult to get to the bottom of the matter. In spite of the difficulties, developments in technology in recent years have presented a glimpse of hope. DNA testing and forensic genealogy have provided previously unsolved mysteries with fresh leads, which has hastened the delivery of long-awaited justice. The efforts that have been made to identify the Zodiac Killer through DNA evidence obtained at crime scenes have been stepped up, with the expectation that a familial match will at long last reveal the identity of the unsolved murderer. Not only do the atrocities committed by the Zodiac Killer remain unsolved, but the Zodiac Killer's legacy can also be seen in the way that it has influenced modern culture. The investigation sparked a cultural fascination with serial killers, which in turn inspired movies, books, and a dedicated community of armchair detectives who diligently study every element of the case. As we dive further into the warped mentality of the Zodiac Killer, we are confronted with a number of disturbing questions. Were there others who helped him do the crime, or did he act alone? Why did he choose to engage in such horrible behavior? And maybe most eerie of all, is he still alive, living secretly among us, while keeping his past a closely guarded secret? The Zodiac Killer case continues to be a disturbing reminder of the shadowy side of humanity, and a monument to the enduring power of unsolved mysteries. It serves as a timely reminder that justice, despite its ability to elude us at times, never really rests. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey into one of history's most enduring enigmas. As we continue our quest for answers, we invite you to explore more unsolved mysteries that have shaped our world. Until next time, keep searching for truth and unlocking the secrets that lie hidden in the shadows.